Thank you very much for asking the following questions. For about 40 years, I have very strong energies in my body. These energies they start from the bottom of my belly on the left side, and then they go upwards to my heart, and my heart must endure very much. And then these energies they go up to my brain, and my brain crackles literally. Other people can hear it, and my consciousness is being broadened. These energies are at the same time very dangerous and very healing. What I need to do is to lie down rather a lot of time, and then with a lot of concentration and a lot of meditation I can work through them, and then see to it that my consciousness further shifts. What is going on and what to do in order to make these energies go smoother in myself. I do not ask this question only for myself, because I know there are other people that have those experiences.
Okay, thank you so very much. We're gonna make a jump that seems very unexpected perhaps to the rational mind, but that's a little bit of the point. Can we ask you a question?
Of course.
What is the first memory that you recall of yourself being the age of around and about 11?
I don't know exactly. At that moment I was not very consciousness. I was very locked up in my mind and socially not connected.
What was going on in your home base?
It was a disaster, a complete disaster.
Was there a particular type of peak at that age that you remember?
I think then my parents divorced.
That's when your parents divorced?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. What we see is that there is a very strong split off in the brains, in a sense. You have manifested this very physically. Not everybody does that in that way. But you have made a very strong split off between the idea of the feminine and the male energies in your own system. Do you understand so far?
Yeah.
So, what we see is that the seed was planted very firmly and thoroughly around the age of 11. Now, the split off of your parents shows, as a very strong metaphor, how male and female were ripped apart. We see that there is a lot of belief systems that have piled up throughout your life around the idea of how things ought to flow in society, in you, in response to society, people around you, people you love, family or no family. You have found a way to give yourself guidance from your higher self and any guides connected through that to you, that comes through so thoroughly and shakingly to point out to you that that split is still there. It doesn't have to be this way, and intuitively you have always known this, which is why you're asking the question, correct?
Perhaps.
Perhaps. You say right now you have to lay down and with a lot of focus you have to quote-unquote work through it.
Yes.
In order to find your balance.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't ask this question if you did not intuitively understand there must be room for expansion. There must be a more soothing way to move through this. Yes?
I hope so.
Well, there is.
Yeah.
You don't have to hope. You know, hope implies fear, you see. So you can trust. You can trust there is. And it is that higher knowing within you that is asking you for your trust. The fact that you just mentioned hope implies that there is still fear within you. So this is the split between male, female, between flow, creativity and more abstract thinking, between love and despair. And it is quite sharp. It's quite polarized. And there are techniques that you can use as permission slips in order to find more balance between them. But what it comes down to is self-love, is absolute unconditional self-love. Truly, truly, truly loving yourself for everything that you understand yourself to be right now, in every single here and now from here on. So you can use in many ways affirmations. It's okay, I'm allowed to be here, because we see that the split that was caused at around age 11 made you feel very strongly that you were too much, that there was too much information already playing out, and that you had to play small, and perhaps best you would be a mouse. You would just disappear into something very small and in a little corner, correct?
Yes.
You wish you weren't there. So there is a part of you that is still playing safe that way. And so when information, additional information, expanding information wants to come through, it pushes its way through you. It's how you have created it. We're not saying that this is happening to you. This is happening through you in this very particular way, because you love yourself, because your higher self wants to let you know there's still room for expansion, because you intuitively understand there must be a more harmonized, more balanced way. There's room for the quote-unquote other half to be engaged in your downloads. You don't have to just stand on one leg. You see, that's why it starts in one. You're playing small. You're almost like the bird on one leg. I can hardly stand on earth. I can only put one foot down, because if I put down the other, who knows what will happen. You understand?
Not quite, because what I experience is for me expansion.
We know, but this is how you are downloading information in this quote-unquote dramatic way, which is so physically tangible, even to people around you, audible and observable, because there isn't the fully flowing trust and belief in you that you can just stand, receive it, and have it in any given moment. It's there all the time. It doesn't have to come to you through shockwave therapy. You understand?
Yes, from a conscious point of view I can understand, but okay. From a corporal point of view, I see that my left and right side of the body is not balanced.
Exactly what we're saying.
Yeah.
So, what are you saying with that?
What I mean is that I feel that I must go through this process to the end in order to get really balanced.
And you decide, we say, when the end has come. If it was today, it stops today. You don't have to go through things, suffering while you're going through it, any longer than you choose to believe that you need to go through it in that way. What we're saying, what we're reflecting back to you, this is your creation. So you can play with it in another way if you wish. And you can use tools or permission slips if that is what you feel you need. You can see a healer, quote unquote, somebody who reflects your own original state of well-being that is right now within you, but you don't believe it, back to you so that you can fully embody it. You can go and visualize, which would be quite fitting for you. The idea of the figure 8, the infinity symbol in front of you, perhaps make this shape with your hand in front of you when you feel a kind of download setting up in the way it has done until now, to soothe the entire process out. By visualizing it within your mind, you will go through that entire process much more smoother immediately. You can play around with that. There are so many tools that you can use. But these are just suggestions. But your body will follow. It will follow the cue from your mind. Understand just this, because this is the fundamental idea behind our answer. You created this and it's in your hands. You're the owner. So you can reshape it in another way if you want to. And even if you would just for fun, stand like a flamenco in your home when you get back. And when you feel in a meditative state and you're calm and perhaps listening to music that resonates with you, just stand like a flamenco for a little while. Feel how that feels. Remember the 11-year-old boy. Become him and set down your other foot. Then flip back to where you are right now and see what might have changed just doing that. Mm-hmm. Because you give yourself your own fundament back and you no longer have to quote-unquote subconsciously believe into the split of that was introduced to you back then, that was so traumatic to that little boy. You can rewrite the past effortlessly if you choose to believe that you can. That's quite a bit of what hypnotherapy is based upon. You understand?
Yes, I understand.
Can you play with that?
I will do so.
If it excites you only, we will never tell you what to do. So if this resonates with you, find your own technique, your own tool, your own permission slips. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. We love you so, so much. And we know that you're all waiting for drinks, perhaps a little stretching of the legs and some cooler air. So you can recite to a lower dimension for a little while, and we will see you back in the higher ones in 20 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you very much.